Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. It's currently 8:50 a.m. In New York, 5:50 in Southern California, and you're catching a live broadcast of Wild Wednesday, September 23rd, pre-market analysis for U.S. stock equity. Mickey, welcome Mickey in the chat. Mickey is proud to be bonjour everyone back of being the first one on here. All right, congratulations. At some points here there was Mickey and there was Mrs. Goita, so that made it pretty much a triumphant rouge audience. So well, it's each and every single day it seems as if the viewers are just popping from the woods or from whatever. We currently have 5 concurrent viewers, so let me greet Mr. B in the chat room as well. Good morning, sir. How are you? All right, let's get going. Hopefully the sound is satisfactory. I'm sharing my screen. So the few topics that we're going to have today on the agenda for this pre-market analysis, we're going to talk about pretty much the top view on SPY, how SPY has been behaving the last couple of days, what opportunity that we have of making money yesterday, and then some momentum trades that we saw that carried from Monday to Tuesday, or which that started on Tuesday, that we can benefit on today. So without any further ado, let us go ahead and get started. So I am sharing my screen on TradingView, and right now we are looking at QQQ. So for QQQ, we wanted to go to the 15 minutes to see the resemblance. Actually, both QQQ and SPY. So maybe I should just put them side by side on this view here. So let's go ahead and do that. We want to show you that this market, we have talked about recognizing patterns. So we want to bring to your attention that on Monday, yeah, Monday seems already far. Yeah, can you remember the trade that we took on Monday? So that's the other thing. So, I mean, I'm going onto so many directions. If you are catching our broadcast or if you are catching it in playback, the way we trade our system is that we start our play directionally. I'm talking about the subscriber because some of you may still be confused about taking the strangle from the get-go, especially on a Monday. They're expensive. So if you find yourself that a strangle is losing money on Tuesday, don't be surprised. Yeah, we can be patient and just trading directionally initially. So later during the day, let's say if the direction changes or whatever, yes, then we can set up strangle, but we don't start trades by buying a strangle. They're super expensive. They're not super expensive. They're more expensive than trading just one position directionally on Mondays and Tuesdays. So that's on the. And the other thing we talked about is the patient waiting for toward the end of the day, right? So let's say here on Monday, you would have made good profits starting literally in the last hour or so. Here for me, it's 2:45 Eastern time on this chart of 15-minute chart of QQQ that I'm looking on the left-hand side. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to go, it's already there. Fantastic. You see, I didn't even mention, scale that. So I'm going to show you, trust me, it's not the same chart. On the right-hand side, this is the 15-minute view of SPY on TradingView, right? Look at the candles, exactly starting at my timestamp is on Pacific time, so 11:45, it's 2:45 Eastern. Look at this. So SPY went from 320, open of 323, 322.35 on this candle, all the way to closing at 327. My friend, on a Monday, SPY has expiration on Monday. That's if you throw just few pennies at it, almost 5 points. Yeah. How would you have known that? So let's say, okay, so we are here. So how would you have known that? Because you are ready for that, there's something like that's going to happen. And definitely here, this candle, you have confirmation above VWAP posting a high and the size of the candle. That's when we know that they mean business. Yeah. So that was that. And then yesterday was Tuesday. Maybe it's easier to remember. Same thing. They cross above VWAP at 10:15 my time here on SPY at 327. That will be 1:15. And look what happened toward the close. We have talked about patterns. So that's what the algos do. The computer that's pretty much trade this market the most time, they will go into a mode, pre-program mode of doing something. And when you spot it day number one, it should not fool you the second day or the third day. As traders, we are to be on top of that and take advantage of that. On QQQ side, look at it here. QQQ was actually much eager. It went above VWAP sooner, but so really the move started pretty much 1 p.m. 269. From 269, my friend, this has expiration until Friday. So you could have taken any type of strike in the future, right? So, and made money. Oh, by the way, somebody, was posting this chart as things were happening. Yeah. So those are the opportunities that are there on the ETF. So early and late on the ETFs. So if you can get into the discipline of trading that, definitely that's something that you can take advantage of. Hello, Miss Dora. Welcome to the show. So that's what SPY is. So now if we take a look at both indexes, so I'm going to go back to just single view. And I want to take a view of the daily chart of QQQ because this is something that we have been talking about, right? We have been trading below the moving average. The yellow line is the exponential moving average 8 period. Yeah. So for us, that's our downtrend, or our downline trend. Yes, meaning that for us, it's going to act now as resistance. And yesterday the price touched it, 270, 248. Actually, it went as high as 273.08. Sometimes it will always. Not always. They have a tendency. Resistance is not that, the stock get at a certain price and then immediately drop there. They can go above it. So again, you can be patient. But my friend, we've talked about this here that, hey, for us, we will be waiting for this as we started on Monday here with a huge gapping down and then buying it off. We are seeing these moves. When they get there, do they get stuck? So today is Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that typically you will have the reversal in the market trend. So and this has been done. Again, let's study this. We can study this, right? This was last week from the 14th, Monday, the 15th, Tuesday, Wednesday, we hit the highest points, and then the next 2 days, it's sold off. It's posting new lows. Imagine, my friend, right now, if you're watching SPY, if you're watching QQQ, or we're gonna go on SPY. I don't think SPY quite went on the daily chart all the way to the moving average. And you have this knowledge that a quant analysis that's telling you that from this point, this thing is likely to come back and test the low of the week. That's 260. That's 12 points. Yeah, this thing gained 12 points, literally, in the first 2 days. Now, if it is to reverse, you have a great trade here on QQQ. This is what I call high probability trades, folks. I'm not sure if this resonates with, well, I've been spending so much time. For the last 2 weeks now, we have been spending time dissecting, scrutinizing this daily chart for both QQQ and SPY. Yeah, on SPY side, let's go ahead and look at it. SPY didn't quite go on the daily chart all the way to that EMA yellow line. I do not believe so. Let's take a look at it here. Okay, SPY actually is further. It's further away from it. Yeah. So meaning today, if they try to even go to 332. You're going to be sitting chilly, and you're going to be patient. You're going to be patient. Say, okay, can this thing come on there if that's the trade? And if they have a momentum going this direction all the way there, I mean, trading right now, that EMA is at 330, 336. It's about 3 points away. SPY has expiration today. So meaning that all of these options for SPY, they're going to be cheap. Did I hear gangster? Yes, folks. Yeah. That's definitely within our alley. We will manage that. And then with 2 days left, again, this market is volatile. Look at this. We posted 321 on Monday. Yesterday we posted 331. That's almost the high yesterday was 330.90. That's 10 points on SPY. 10 points. Remember the angle of one angle of trade. I mean, we trade things, stock, equities that are moving, that have high ATRs. So if SPY average ATR here between the high and the low on Monday was almost over 5 points. Yesterday, between the low and the high, the low was 325.86, the high was 330.90, another 5 points. My friend, I just from a statistical point of view, I'm expecting 5 points today. So are we going to go to 335 or are we going to come back to 325? It's expiration Wednesday for SPY, so that gives me a great trade that I can set up my gangster trade right now very easily. Does this make sense? Does this resonate with you guys? I'm trying to somehow provide a methodology on how to go about making money out of this market. I would like some reaction. If this resonates with you, please, could you give us a like? If I know that you guys are shy, you don't talk much, yes? And as you do that, do we have, it's currently 9 Eastern time in New York and in Toronto, and it is 9 p.m. in Singapore City, where we have traders joining us, or in some other parts of the world. It seems as if this morning we don't have that much audience going on. Thank you, folks. Thank you. We have like, so that's my way of telling me that, okay, at least one person, because the goal really right for us is if one person can benefit from the education or the knowledge that we provide on this show, that's make our day. It's a long process. It's not that easy. So one person at a time. Yeah, just like we say, we're gonna make it in the market one 10-bagger at a time. Speaking of 10-baggers, were there any 10-baggers opportunity yesterday? Let's be frank. I didn't have quite time to research them, but I can show you stock that's potentially it's on its way there, right? This stock yesterday, there was a question yesterday morning about it. It's Lulu, yeah. So we said that, hey, this candle on Monday, yes, could be a beginning of a potential reversal, because look at the trend. Lulu posted 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 consecutive candles, red candles. What's the probability now that it's above moving average yellow? What did I say yesterday? All right. So we recapture if we are to be going bullish on here. And this morning, this thing is gapping up. Oh my goodness, is this true? I'm not sure if that price is accurate, but if if Lulemon is gapping up, and Lulemon, we're gonna look at the 15-minute chart, because I was reading some comments by the traders. Some traders were making mention in the Discord room that they were faked out yesterday by this after it dropped $3. And let's analyze that. Is this? So it gapped up. Yeah, this is the 20-second. It gapped up. It posted a high. So from our perspective, how we get into trade, this first candle does, again, the first 15-minute candle, unless the stock is really, really hot. But you always need to be mindful of that, right, guys? Really, it's easier, it's better for you. It's better to get into a trade, a directional trade, late when you already have confirmation than to be in early and to get fake out. Meaning that this first candle on here, yes, at some point, imagine this stock, it traded the previous day to 295, and then you see it to 302. Immediately, as a trader, your inclination is going to be, oh, let me get in. Let me get in. Yeah, it came back. This is where Gangster is powerful, because if you put your sweep Gangster here, imagine, my friend, you would have gotten a nice entry at the lowest points, obviously, on here, potentially on here, and then these three candles, okay, they're posting higher highs. This candle was an entry candle, but as usual, we have talked about stocks that are outside of the upper Bollinger. Yeah, they need resolution at some point. So if you're in this trade, if you are watching the option charts of this stock, let's say, I don't know, if you were trading, what was the strike that we put on there that we advised for us? I'm not sure. Let me bring it up. Let me check it up on here. So for us, Lulu, I'm not sure that I put, yeah, I'm not sure if I put Lulu, but I mean, whatever strike that you were using, 300 something, using the ATR or the plus or minus 5% rule, you cannot be comfortable at this stage, yeah, because this is classic pattern. Okay, all the way to 10 a.m., it posts a high. It has to reconcile and come back in. So make that a discipline of yours to be able to say, okay, Sometimes it's okay to let something go because from 298 to 303 is 5 points. A $300 stock posting 5 points, you should not be chasing that. You should not. But that comes with time. So hence, I've been encouraging you to watch charts, candlestick. We have videos on there. We're going to be doing more videos to educate. Now look what happens on here. But even here, when this thing is retracing, we need to be careful not to say, oh, it's below VWAP. That means that it's going to be coming down. No, it's just resetting. And we're going to have a line of support. That's where the value of the moving average comes. Line of support at the moving average. So now in your arsenal, you can study this chart and tell yourself, okay, what would have been the criteria for us not to really be too eager into thinking that, oh, the direction has changed already. The stock has gap up. We need to give it time, patience. This is a full hour on here. Yeah, because if an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes before this momentum starts really. And it's fine because, my friend, as we said, right, if you observe this thing, you are not doing anything. You're just observing, especially if you have the chart of the option open and you see the price movement, okay? You are not in panic or, oh, you are missing out. At some point here, this thing posts a new low, a new high of the day. That's your entry because it's not outside of the upper Bollinger, yeah? It actually has room to naturally go up. Fancy getting into this type of trade by being you showing patience here at the beginning. Sometimes, trust me, this thing they will carry on. Yeah, they will carry on. I will show you another one that did that. But here on the Lulu trade yesterday, I'm taking the time on here to showcase how potentially we could have actually gotten this. Or, my friend, if you got into this trade somewhere here, because that's all happened. We teach scale entry. Yeah, meaning this was just your first entry into this trade. You didn't put all your entire position, hopefully there, especially buying it. I'm telling you, oh man, can I? It will take us too much time, but I would have liked to put side by side this chart of the stock versus the chart of the option, whatever option 300 something that you were trading. You will have seen that this option, the option price itself, will have been outside of our upper Bollinger in the first 15 minutes on here. That's never a good sign to be buying options when they are outside of the upper Bollinger. Bad things will happen more than none. In rare cases, yes, the momentum will continue. But let's say, fine, we wanted to get in. This is just our first entry, our first a scale entry. And as such, my friend, over the next 45 minutes, it lost value. I don't know how expensive those options are, but I mean, we need to allow this market, these stocks to run, right? I'm seeing too many traders reacting to the 3-minute, 1-minute candle. Yeah, I know this is bad. If you have calls on here, you bought them the moment it posts this high on here outside of the Bollinger, first, that's questionable. But let's say if you did it, yeah, you use a scale entry. So meaning this is just the beginning of your position. Why? Because it's overextended. It's overextended. It's outside of the Bollinger, or because that's how you enter trade. We don't buy the full position at once. We know that, right? So it would have allowed you to say, okay, be patient. And trust me, those calls, they would have definitely lost more than half of the values. Yeah, that's why we do scale entry. And then eventually you would have, if you stayed on you didn't decide to take on a Tuesday, because I have traders again contacting me at 7:20 Pacific time, 10 something. Oh, first, they have strangle, meaning that's definitely a no-no, but also they're telling me the strangle is a loser on a Tuesday, where you still have 4 days of trading left. True story. True story. So this is my take into how this, because this was a great trade. And this was a great trade? You have your option watch list, right? The entire time that this is going, it's posting higher highs. It's posting high highs. So meaning, even if you close this position here, I know that there's day trading rule for some traders that may be difficult. You still had an opportunity to enter here. A stock that posts a fresh new midday, because you see, this stock now was not part of the so-called sideways action. Because remember, we said that that's the general market, but certain stock, they will not obey to that. And this one was a perfect example. And each and every day we see stock like that do that. So these are the trends that we want to be able to trade and take advantage of. Yeah, well, okay, so we have More traders coming on. Hey, good morning, Mr. Wayne. Mr. Wayne is saying that the action that we are seeing on here may be for because Lulu is buying back the stock. Oh, yeah, here you go, folks. Actually, I don't like to be talking about news that much, but yeah, when you see something like this, that means some type of consistent buying is going on. Either it could usually be an institution that are building a new position, or in some cases the company doing its own thing. Yeah, why would the company be buying the stock? Because we can talk about that, right? Look how this is the chart of Lulu. So this stock has gone as far as 400. So the company realized that 300, because this was an area of congestion here, of consolidation. So they realized that, hey, for them, based on which that they know, their stock is cheap at that time. So they buy it. But for me, I mean, hanging on to the news, whatever news that's going on is not going to help me trade. For me, I want to focus into giving us the tools that's going to help us trade. It's good to know that's that. So, but definitely the action that we saw yesterday. So, yeah, if that's the case, then oh my goodness. So that's what's going on. So hence the price of what price did we see it right now? So Lulu. So for us, then the question could be that did the Telex algo know that because it's one of our alerts? We can say that, right? Nobody's watching. It's one of our alert this week. Yeah. Did the Telex algo know that the company will be buying the shares? Did they call Telex and say, hey, Telex, make that under your alert because the company will be buying the shares? This is going to turn into a 10-bagger if it hasn't already, because it's trading right now at 322. So your plus or minus 5% will have just ballooned, and this morning here is going to open nicely. So yeah, but folks, there's still time to get involved. Yeah, because look at the daily chart. We've talked about that, right? Anytime that a stock make a big move one day, if you missed out on the move, that's fine. But the next day or at the close of the day, you can set yourself up. Imagine if you set yourself up yesterday here, even with Strangle, with a big bias on the calls, obviously, because this reversal, as we talked about, now is above moving average. The next resistance is going to be the 330, the EMA 8, and then after that, this middle cut here, 343. My friend, if this went onto this losing streak, imagine if it goes onto a winning streak right now. Yeah? That should give you some idea on how to trade this thing. Yeah, most likely for me this week, the target price that I'm going to take is this previous high here before the gap. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at this chart. I'm laughing because there's so many things I could be telling you about this chart, but we don't have time that. So the target price is 336. As of now, with this, if you're trying to do a gangster on it, you can use 350. You have time, because if it start moving, it continue the movement. So it's putting $8 in, over $8. It's putting $9 in pre-market. I don't know, because this is a stock that doesn't follow the market, folks. The market could be red and this thing could still be going, because hey, if they're buying their shares, the company Lululemon is buying its own shares. They don't care about what the color of the market is, if anything. I mean, other entities will offset that, but the strong momentum that we saw, bullish momentum, definitely warrants that action on there. We saw a similar candle here early September, and then the next day, this is what happened. Yeah, I'm always worried about stock that gap up like this. You know my bias. So for me, in that gangster trade, I will put my bias is that is definitely to get cheap puts, as you know. Okay, so that's one. Let me give you another momentum, and then another momentum stock that's I failed to talk about yesterday. Yeah, I know, right? Look at what happened yesterday to Twitter, folks. Yeah, my bad on that one. We should have talked about Twitter in yesterday's show. We were not surprised by this big candle. So now what's going to happen? Need to get involved. It's not too late, folks. Yeah, a stock that does that, it gapped up. It's gapping up $1 here. Fantastic. It's gapping up at the previous high here, early at the value of September. Can I hear gangster trade, folks? Yes, because it has to do something. Yeah, it has to pick a direction. Either it's gonna blow past that. So 45 or 40, that will be my two strikes. So 45 on the call and 40 on the puts. That's one. And let's say one for the road. This one had earnings. Nike had earnings, and it's up big time, right? It's up. How much is it up? Like $12 or something. It's not even on the current value. Not $12. 12%. Yeah. Well, is trading at 130 something. If you have the quant analysis document that from the boot camp, and oh, by the way, we have a new one. We will be sending you an email with the updated version with the July, right? So everybody who were at the boot camp, you will be receiving this all of this year as earnings come along. Yeah, believe it or not, we're September 23rd. That means that literally in 3 weeks' time is earning times again. And now you are all going to be equipped with sweep technique, gangster sweep. Oh my goodness, how excited are you about that? But in the meanwhile, I mean, a stock that's up 100 from 116 to 131, you know how to do it. My only thing, at least, look at your quant ER. I'm hoping that you've already done your homework, right? As we are about 15 minutes from the open on here, I didn't see a clear a bias to say that it necessarily moved that much. Typically, it will be a 3% move over the last 3 years. The last 3 earnings on the downside. So yeah, for me, maybe for this one, I'm going to be a little bit shy about it per se, and maybe wait tomorrow to see how today goes, because it's one of those that it could just gap and do a tiny candle, no much movement, and just stay within the range. But tomorrow or at the close, yeah, if I set up my strangle at the close, I have 2 days to expiration. I will not need much, if especially, you know what happened. I show you the chart of SPY. I show you the chart of QQQ, what have been happening Thursday and Fridays. What do you think that my buy is going to be? So yeah, maybe some patience on Nike, but hey, if you fancy it, I will just advise you not to be that aggressive in your strike. Maybe no more than 4 plus or minus 4%. That's what at least the quant document. And you have that quant document if you have been to if you attended the boot camp on September 7th with us. If not, please find your way to get a copy of that. So let's see, we are 9:17, 13 minutes to the open. Let's return here to see if there are any questions or any stock last minute that somebody would like us to take a look at. Mickey has a comment on here. Roku has been doing green things. LOL, not sure which direction it goes from here. Yeah, Roku has been another momentum. We talked about Roku yesterday, right? He posted a higher high and it pretty much stayed steady. Let's bring a chart of Roku on here very quickly. So yeah, it has to decide. Absolutely, Roku has to decide. But my friend, you can be patient. You can be patient for it to declare the direction, or you can attack it with very cheap money during using your sweep gunster. Roku is okay. So here it is on the daily chart, right? It's posting higher highs. If you ask me right now, I have to some, hey, Telex, you need to tell people some. I think that Roku's going to print 200 before the end of the week. Yes, we have it on record. Roku is going to print 200. I'm not saying that today, yeah? But again, we have today, tomorrow, and Friday. So Roku will find a way for it to print, because when a stock does something like this, yeah, it's something new. It's something, we need to go with the momentum. It resembles something like this. Could it be that it posts a red candle like this today, and then tomorrow rip off? You need to get involved in that trade. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And the best way to get involved in this trade, we know that, my friend. You can take cheap strangle. Now they will not be that cheap, right? Because 200 for Roku, I'm sure they are worth over $1 or even $2. That's the problem. Hence, getting involved sometime on Monday when this thing started. Yeah. At some point. But in any case, yeah, you can because Wednesday is one Wednesday. You can definitely start with a very tiny position on there and see how it goes. And if you move late, which for us we love, right? Moving late on Wednesday and into Thursday as well. Wednesday and Thursday have been the paydays. So let's just see where this world market starts today. And as we say that, let's actually go ahead before we depart and give everybody 10 minutes back. Let's go back inside of Power E-Trade to take a look at how the major indexes are trading, because we have been analyzing the action, but not so much the live current action, if my window will allow me to do so. Okay, so QQQ, everything is green. QQQ is red. What's new, folks? What's new? Well, I would say the struggle continues, or the rhythm continues, right? I mean, everything is green. not by much. Yeah, not by much, because this is literally like flat. So this morning for us is not good, because for some of us who have already you have position, if your stock hasn't moved, that means Theta is going to Theta is going to whack us. Yeah. So QQQ here is relatively flat. The both indexes are relatively flat. I haven't seen where the European market are. There's some alerts here that I'm reading. Johnson and Johnson experimental drug. Yes, not that I read news, folks, but when it comes, uh, into phase 3. Okay, oh, sure. Okay, that's good. I was actually trying to see where the DAX and some European markets were this morning in regard to the US markets. Let's see on here. Is that easy for me to bring? So yeah, while I'm waiting for that, let's go to the individual stock. I'm sharing the right window side. Oh, Lord behold, Tesla is red. Since when? What happened? We need an investigation. Tesla is red. 411. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you guys do it. Wow. The DAX is actually a market in Europe. They are green, folks. Unless I'm mistaken, the DAX is up 1.30%. The FTSE in London, it's up 2%. The CAC 40 in Paris, it's up 1.50%, and the Euro stock overall is up 1.40. Some of the sectors, if I go to the Euro stock with some of the sectors, sometimes actually is an angle. I'm going to teach you one morning on here how actually we can get some directional play anticipation based on the action that goes to Europe, because the market, trust me, overall, they are linked together. I don't see anything of nature here, because sometimes I like to look at the banks to see how they're trading in Europe or of the like. I will show us that strategy one of those days here. I think the biopharma are definitely something. They are the one that are the most bullish, because I see Sanofi, for instance, that's up big here at the Euro and stock 500. So back to the US equity. In terms of volume, well, we can expect to have the same stock with the biggest volume, right? So, but here, some red, but some green as well. None other than Nike, Twitter, Peloton. Peloton has been doing bizarre, because yesterday wasn't Peloton red in the pre-market, and now Peloton is 95. Imagine, since they're earning, Peloton, I think we traded that one all the way to 85. Now it's 95. Momentum after earnings. Again, we have been talking about that a great deal. So Nike, obviously here, it's up to 131, and 12% has been like that in pre-market for the longest of time. So if we just look at the volume, can we catch something on here with big volume? Tesla and Apple, every single market volume. AMD has volume. That's interesting. Usually, that's not unusual for AMD, that 1 million. No, that's no big deal, but it hasn't been moving that much. It has been like range bound. Now, it did 75 or 70 when the market was selling off last week, 73, 74, and now not that. It's $4 is not, but you know AMD, if the main business. So something has to happen here today, because Apple is a little bit red. Yesterday, they made that bullish run at the end of the day to 112, but you could tell that they couldn't sustain. It will not be sustainable, right? So NVIDIA as well. NVIDIA is another one. Keep an eye on it. The 500 area has been problematic. So here, NVIDIA can give 20, 30 points easily in one day. So 3 days into Friday expiration on here, yeah, NVIDIA pre-market down less than 1%, but that's 4 points on a $500 stock. So, my friend, I expect wild action this morning, just like any other Wednesday. So let's be patient. Let's be smart about how we go about attacking the markets, and let's make the most out of it. I wish everybody a great trading session. Thank you for coming. Thank you for continuing to support us, because we wouldn't be here without you, and we shall continue to cater the content of this channel to your liking. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great trading session.